And now, having completed the business before us at this meeting, it is my great privilege to welcome our new chair of the board of the Jewish Federations of North America, Gary Torgow. Gary, just a few words. It is a joy to pass the gavel to you. You bring to this role a deep love for our Jewish people, extraordinary leadership within your own community in Detroit, a fierce commitment to Jewish values, a commitment to forging meaningful partnerships with all who share our values, and a powerful vision for the future of our Federation movement. We are so lucky to have you stepping in as our chair at this critical moment, and I am ready and excited to be a part of your team. I wanted to just add one thought. It comes from a teaching from Adam Grant. Adam's a professor at the University of Pennsylvania and a world-renowned author and thought leader. And he said the following. Just hold on. The honor of leadership should not be given to people who crave authority or seek attention. Power should be reserved for individuals who are daunted by the weight of the role, but guided by a sense of responsibility to serve. I know this is your calling, Gary. Congratulations.
I have shared with Julie over the last couple of months a bit of trepidation about taking on this role. About 5:30 this morning, my cell phone rang, and I saw that it was Julie Platt. And I thought, gosh, I hope everything is okay. So I picked up the phone and I said, "Good morning, Julie. Is everything all right?" And she said, "Yes, everything is wonderful. I just wanted to make sure you're still coming to the board meeting." It didn't really happen, but in all seriousness, I am very grateful to be standing here today, entrusted with the role of board chair for the JFNA. I want to begin by expressing my heartfelt thanks to Julie, who has become over the last number of years a mentor and a very special friend. Julie, your extraordinary leadership, which we will celebrate tonight, and your unwavering dedication to the Jewish people during these extraordinarily challenging times has uplifted and inspired us all. Julie, you have led with strength, with vision and compassion during an unprecedented period in our people's history, and you have led us in so many critical ways to lift up our people and the times. I want to share with the board that as my first act as chair, I've asked Julie, and she has agreed, to continue to chair our Live Secure program, which now must grow to meet the new demands of our broadened security programs and a commensurate effort to support our community relations work, which is also vital to the safety and the security of our community. Julie, I'm so grateful for your willingness to continue to serve in every way. I hope you will never stop calling me at 5:30 in the morning. I hope you will never stop taking my calls, and I know that you will never stop working for the Jewish people. We are also so grateful to Eric Fingerhut. Eric is one of our generation's most incredible leaders, who continues to expand the reach and the impact of the Jewish Federations of North America. We are so fortunate to have you as our leader, Eric. Thank you. I am also looking forward to working with our new officers, our Vice Chair, Jeff Schoenfeld, who we heard from this morning from Israel, our National Campaign Chair, David Heller, as you saw this morning, and as we just voted, has agreed to stand for another term and is doing a marvelous job helping to unite the Jewish people around the continued and critical assistance to the State of Israel. Thank you, David. Our Treasurer, Dina Rashis, and our Secretary, David Golder. So excited to be working with two extraordinary Jewish leaders. I want to thank the nominating committee chaired by Jody Schwartz for suggesting such a great slate of officers to work with. It is particularly notable that our officers have been the chair and campaign chairs, and sometimes both, of a number of our largest Jewish federations, including Cleveland, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, and Boston. This great group will all have important portfolios to work and oversee, and are all available to visit your communities and to consult with you on issues of concern. Working together with the chairs of our committees, I am so proud of our leadership, and I am confident of our ability to serve the broad federation system. I also want to thank Richard Sandler and Mark Wilf, who are both here at the board meeting, for their examples of leadership at the JFNA and who continue to support in such beautiful ways the Jewish people worldwide. I am also grateful to Sherry Kitai, a fellow Detroiter, who is becoming the chair of National Women's Philanthropy. I know she will do a great job. Today's board meeting and the broad national attendance of so many from across North America is evidence that although we are living in an extremely difficult moment in Jewish history, we have a collective of leaders that should give us all confidence in the strength and the vitality of our dedication to Jewish life. I hail from Detroit, Michigan, and I've had the honor to serve as our local campaign chair and am now concluding my 2-year stint as president of the Federation. I'm also thrilled to have joining with us today at the board meeting our great CEO, Steve Ingber, my dearest friends, Dr. Conrad and Linda Giles, leading Jewish citizens of the world, Michael Berger, the president of our Jewish Foundation, and Dennis Bernard, who you heard from today, an important leader of our political advocacy efforts. The Jewish Federation and the Jewish Federations of North America are in so many ways the connector to everything Jewish in all of our communities. The time that each of you are giving to your local communities and the international Jewish community is a generational calling that binds us and demands from us every single effort in these difficult times. We are living through a chapter that none of us could have ever imagined. On October 8th, we understood more clearly than ever that the unity of the Jewish people is paramount to meet the crises that we are facing. The unspeakable events of October 7th marked a historic turning point, and the incidents that have followed, most recently the violent attacks in Harrisburg, in Washington, and Boulder, can no longer be considered isolated incidents. They are the markings of a new era and have created an urgent call to action that many of us never felt would arrive on our shores. A few weeks ago, I traveled with my 4 sons through Prague, Budapest, and Vienna, cities once overflowing with Jewish culture and scholarship. Today they echo with the absence of all that has been lost. Streets that once pulsed with Jewish life now bear silent witness to the millions of precious souls that were stolen from our people. At the Wilson Railway Station in Prague, we stood where Jewish parents once placed their children on trains to travel to a safer place through the now famous Kinder transport, knowing with little doubt they would never see their children again. It was an act of incredible selflessness, something that today would be almost unimaginable in our lives in 2025. It was there at those tracks, standing with my sons, that I was reminded of what it means to be a Jew today. We clearly face a different kind of threat, but so much remains the same. Those parents in the 1930s that sent their precious children, I'm sure with the hope that they would remain alive and strong and connected to the Jewish people. I feel today it is incumbent upon us and our generation to also raise our children strong, well-educated, and with every opportunity to forge a deep and indelible connection to the Jewish people. But yet it is becoming more and more difficult in a country that offers so much allure in the assimilated American culture that we live, and the winds of anti-Jewish sentiment engulfing our world. While the sacrifice is not nearly as heart-wrenching as the 1930s, the stakes are nearly as high. The future of the Jewish people is in our hands. Because if we don't remind our children who they are, someone else surely will. During my last Federation mission to Israel, we visited Yad Vashem, where we listened to the heart-wrenching video testimony of a survivor who lived through the night of Kristallnacht, November 8th, 1938. Her words were both frightening and eerily reminiscent of what is happening in 2025. This elderly woman spoke with a heart filled with history and trauma. Where she said on that video, you have to understand, we were not Jews in 1938 nearly as much as we were Germans. All of our best friends were German. We went to class and to ballet together. We went to each other's weddings, and we celebrated at family events. But I remember that night of Kristallnacht, all of the sudden, there were noises and breakings, and my father came running into the house, and my mother was frantically calling her friends, but no one was answering. Finally, my mother called her German best friend and said, "What is happening?" And her friend simply responded with the call of that era, "Death to the Jews." That was the night she said that I learned I'm not a German, I am a Jew. Today it's Free Palestine, it's From River to the Sea, it's words like genocide and apartheid, and yet it is new nomenclature, but in so many ways it's the same as that woman described it for us on the video. As much as we attempt to define ourselves differently, socially, politically, culturally, every so often the world reminds us of who we really are. We are Jews today, and we will be Jews tomorrow. It is not something that we can outrun. It is not a persona we can shed, nor should we ever wish to. We have been promised that the Almighty will always bring that truth back to us. You in this room and those across the country who lead our Jewish communities, this call to grow, to see more, to do more, is a timeless challenge that each of you have accepted upon your shoulders in a heroic way. But our gift, our superpower, is that in our philanthropic, our charitable, our leadership roles, we will remain strong and steadfast. We will continue to labor intensely to educate our children, protect and empower our Jewish students on campus, to care for our aged, to support and defend our beloved Israel, to secure and distribute the resources necessary to maintain our peoplehood worldwide, and to care for each other in a way that inspires the entire world despite itself. In the face of racism and antisemitism, even war, we strive to meet the needs of Jews everywhere of every stripe. But we must engage our leaders in Washington not for favors, but for justice. And most of all, we must do it together. Finally, our unity is not a strategy. It is a birthright. And it is this very unity that sustains us in the work we do today. I believe more than ever that those who support and lead the Jewish people like you are both blessed and burdened with the challenges of our times. These realities also demand from us an extra measure of stability, inspiration, and compassion, which can at times feel in some ways tiresome and even at times overwhelming. And yet, it is precisely this devotion during these times that makes each of you in this room so indispensable to the well-being of our people. Your efforts ensure that no one is left behind. That is the mark of your special imprimatur. Your collective quiet heroism is one of the greatest blessings bestowed upon our generation. The rabbis of 1,000 years ago made us a remarkable and solemn promise with the full authority of heaven, that those who dedicate themselves to supporting others, as you and your families do every day, will, they promise, allow us to earn immeasurable rewards directly from heaven. Every tear you wipe away, every soul you elevate, every contribution you make of your precious resources, These remarkable acts of heroism are recorded in heaven as treasures for you of eternal value. A myriad of Torah citations make it abundantly clear that whoever displays mercy and assistance to the Almighty's children, we are told, will most assuredly, as a promise from heaven, enjoy the mercy of heaven themselves. It is a solemn promise and a foundation of our belief. Your kindness, your generosity, your efforts will be a trigger for blessings and success for each of you in your own personal lives. It is designed completely by the Almighty, but always for our benefit. As we continue to underscore and encourage the work that Julie and so many of our leaders have undertaken, as we continue to be led by Eric Fingerhut and Shira Hutt and the remarkable JFNA team, we step into this new chapter. Let us, with God's help, continue to work with our partners, to advocate for our security, to support our beloved brothers and sisters in Israel, and respond to anti-Semitism with resolve and resilience, and help facilitate a Jewish education for every child that so desires. I pray that in this position, in a small way, I will be able to represent us adequately, to foster unity, to live our faith, to explain our reach and expand our reach, and together help continue to fulfill our mission. May each of you be blessed to further this holy work and to carry the flame of our people forward with God's help to a brighter, stronger, and united future. I thank all of you, and I look forward to working closely with each of you to achieve every goal that we'll undertake. Thank you.